Hello and welcome to IamWoke. I'm your host, Emelina. Today we're going to go through an Akashic Records reading on behalf of humanity for the new moon solar eclipse on December 4th. As a quick little intro to connect the best way to this content, just place your left hand on your heart and breathe in 2 to 3 times deeply into your heart space. Bring your attention and your awareness to your breath within your heart, and you will be ready to receive the activations coming. The activations coming for this December 4th new moon will surprise and delight you, dear ones. This is a shift, a change in how things have been going. We know that up to recently, there has been much building momentum, a lot of fire energy, a lot of movement, a lot of endings and beginnings. And now is the time where there's a shift, where something gets to click into place. Those things that you've been actively seeking, actively looking to change in yourself and your environment and your reality, now will have the opportunity to click right into place where they should be so that you can have a straight shot moving forward. It's as if there are revolving doors around you. And all of this time you've been building and preparing to get to the portal with the revolving doors. And that period has been extraordinarily important, dear ones, for if you didn't run, if you didn't sprint, if you didn't take the actions, if you didn't sort out the mental chatter in between your ears, you would not have gotten to the portal gateway. And now that you're here at this new moon, it's as if you are waiting for the portal doors. You can see them in front of you as if you were in a circular room with doors all around you, and almost like an elevator, you can see the doors outside, and you're waiting for the doors to line up. And when both sets of doors line up, there's a click in your consciousness, a click in your reality, and from there you get to sprint forward right through the doors, which is all of the manifestations you've been looking to create, the life you're looking to step into, which is conclusive of ending the previous life and beginning a new one. Many of you have been a little agitated and frustrated in the state of the waiting. It's not a long waiting period. In the momentary waiting, you're waiting for the 2 alignment points to click into place to create the portal opportunity for you to sprint into your new life, where it feels easy, where things move forward seamlessly, where your purpose, dedication, and drive are all on a straight shot in alignment in front of you, so it feels as effortless as it can for you to move forward into December. It's not to say there won't be challenges moving forward through the rest of the year, through the rest of the month, because there are some coming, but the point is that you will be in alignment with who you are and who you're meant to be as you approach and acknowledge the things that are coming up for you, which will make dealing with them and handling them feel effortless. In the past, many of you would have encountered challenges and shied away from them or not known how to deal with them. The challenges that are coming forward from the future are going to feel easy. They'll feel easy to handle and deal with because you're a new person now. You are a greater aligned version of yourself, so you know how to handle yourself in these situations. You know how to remain balanced and steadfast, unwavering and confident. You're no longer a caged lion, you're a lion that stepped forward and understands its value and confidence, understands that it is inherently a lion. And that shift in the perspective of how you see yourself dictates how you perceive values of others, how you perceive challenges in front of you, and how robust those challenges are or aren't. And it also changes how you actually move forward. It's not just your perception, but the perception is the beginning that then opens up the new doorways for you to act and perform in a very different way than you ever have, in a way that is the most natural for you. What's natural for a lion is to hunt. So if a lion is put in a situation where there's a challenge to the hunt, it's not going to look at that challenge as a problem or as anything that deserves a lot of attention, because its attention is on the hunt because it is a natural hunter. That is the lion being in its natural habitat, doing things that are very natural to a lion. When you are the most of yourself, the most natural of yourself that you bring forward into your reality, it's almost like the challenges that are there, we're seeing them as just more foggy, like they're just almost not there. But it's really like if there was a hurdle in front of you before, when you show up yourself in alignment, completely natural in who you are and in balance, it's almost as if the obstacle springs little legs and springs out of your way. It's almost like the challenge leaves because it knows that it's not fit to fight you. It knows that you're gonna move past it anyway. This is what the quantum fields are working with you when you guys show up in your fullest alignment, in your most natural of natural states to who you are. And this is different per individual. Moving forward will feel rather effortless. There will be no struggle or resistance. Even if resistance shows up and challenges show up, as we are mentioning to you, it will be effortless to navigate them, for you will be in your full, complete power. The only time that challenges really become an issue and feel sticky is when you give them power. When you give them power over you and you say that's difficult. When you give them weight, psychic weight. When you give them space in your mind of trying to figure it out. It's so treacherous and difficult, and why do you have to do that? All of that weight is what creates the challenge into a legitimate challenge that is suitable to confront you because you've given it a certain amount of your power to match to you, to your power. But that is up to you, dear ones. Only you have that power to give away or to keep for yourself and to maintain. But if you maintain that power within yourself, if you don't give it to the challenge in front of you or the struggle or the frustration, but you maintain the power in your internal dialogue with yourself, in your internal energy systems, your energy maintenance, you keep the power in your solar plexus. You pay attention to your breath and realign your power. If you follow the breath, you'll follow your power. If your breath is tight and tense, you're probably giving your power away, or you're at least siphoning it off. Relax to receive. Take deep breaths. Bring all of your attention to your breath and you'll know exactly where your power is. And when you bring your attention to your breath, you can reel your power back. It's very simple. Your power and your breath are directly related. It is your essence, it is your energy, and how that energy is channeled through your physical body, and how that energy is then emanated out into your auric field and into the energetic fields and into the communication and the telepathy with others. It all starts with you. The power starts with you. You will hear many people saying that the end of the year is going to be treacherous and difficult and filled with much challenges because of these Saturn alignments and things. Do not allow that to throw you off your path, dear ones. We are saying this because there's a lot of idea within the collective around struggle, around having to overcome something difficult. But just because a challenge presents itself to you doesn't mean that you have to overcome it, and doesn't mean that it has to be difficult. You can just straightforward walk through, assuming that the challenge will move, and it will move out of your way if you are maintaining your own power. In theory, that means there's really no challenge. It was never suitable for you. The other way of navigating is to understand and realize that that challenge, if it is truly there, which many will be, has no power over you. And that means that you have the capabilities in any moment to overcome it easily with grace and effortlessness by being the most natural version of yourself. Whatever comes to you naturally, whatever is in flow state, even if it doesn't make sense, that's the way that you're gonna wanna act. Whatever feels the most right to you is how you're gonna act. And that is going to create a natural flow around the obstacle that will lead you through as if it didn't even exist. It's like going rafting down a river and there's a big rock in the way, but it's not really in the way of your path. There's a whole river available, but you're focusing on the one rock over there that's like 250 feet ahead that you might not even go anywhere near. Yes, that's an obstacle. Okay, but it doesn't have to be your obstacle. And that's our point, is that you don't have to take responsibility over the challenges. You don't have to take responsibility over the obstacles. So many of you are looking actively for obstacles and challenges to take responsibility over so that you can feel good in overcoming them. In that is a lack of efficiency. You don't need them. They don't need to be there. They're not a match for your power level, you dear creators. It would be far more efficient for you to focus on your goals, focus on who you are, show up in your absolute best in every moment, and transform all the circumstances to meet you. Realize that of course there are going to be obstacles, and those obstacles can be opportunities. They can also just be an obstacle that's for someone else or something else. You can acknowledge the obstacle on the path and acknowledge that your path is 100 or 200 or 700 feet wide, and that if there's an obstacle 700 feet away, do you really need to acknowledge it where you are now? Or can you walk in the clearness of the path that is ahead of you, that has plenty of room for you to navigate, run, sprint, walk, flow, however you want to get there, get there. What so many of you do that we just want to bring your attention to, dear ones, it's laughable on our side, we wish you would laugh with us too, is that you'll see an obstacle way off in the distance and you make it yours. You are like, this is my obstacle. This is my challenge. I just can't get around it. You see, I can't be successful because of this. Be the lion. Move forward. You have the whole path ahead of you. It is clear. There is an occasional obstacle, but otherwise it is a clear path. Don't make obstacles yours. Don't attach to them. Don't deny them. Just let them go. And acknowledge that if you're going from point A to point B, there don't have to be obstacles in your way. You just have to navigate. It's your job to navigate. It's your job to look ahead and say, where am I going? Where do I desire to go? How do I desire to feel along the way of getting there? Who do I desire to become along the way of getting there? How do I want to act? Can I play along the way? Maybe we can play this out and I can pretend to be something in this way, and then I can pretend to be something in another way, which are really just little explorations of trying to find out who I am and discover more of my own soul essence. And in those little playful explorations, you'll really realize what's more natural for you. What is the most natural way for you to act through the wandering and the exploration? So many of you won't allow yourselves to explore. You're being so rigid with yourselves. I have to act in this way because this was taught to me in this way, and this is how good people act. Wow, that's going to be difficult because you're walking on a path that is wide open. You have an open road ahead of you. You can wander it, you can flow, you can bike ride, you could skateboard, you can sprint, run, dance, sing. You can do anything you want. You can run down it naked if you'd like, if that's your expression. The point is for you to discover who you are along the path of from where you are now to where it is that you want to be. You're all racing to try to get to where you want to be, and you're forcing and taking responsibility over obstacles and placing them in your path and then going, I deserve where I want to be because I have these obstacles. You see, I deserve that reward because it's so hard for me to do what I need to do. So give me the reward, universe. Which we'd like to bring your attention to at this point. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is not an effective way to move forward, dear ones. First step, stop claiming responsibility over things that are not yours. Second aspect of the first step, learn to acknowledge when a responsibility is not yours. The way that you know whether or not a responsibility, an obstacle, a challenge, we're saying, is yours or not is you decide it. You claim it. Stop claiming them. Stop saying that's my responsibility. I have to do all these things. I have to do all this work. I have. Enough, you guys. Relax. Take a deep breath. Center yourself, follow your breath, follow your power, and decide that these are not your obstacles. No, you don't need to manifest so hard to be a really good manifester. You just need to stop taking things that are not yours to take. Just because a boulder exists on the path doesn't make it your boulder. It just makes it a boulder on a path. Just because there's a scorpion on a path doesn't mean you're going to absolutely 1000% get stung by the scorpion and then have to go to the hospital and oh dear God, that's what many of you do. Leave the scorpion alone. It won't touch you if you don't touch it. Don't poke it. So many of you are going on your path poking scorpions and claiming boulders. Enough already. We hope the exaggeration of some of this is really hitting home with you all. We hope that this comes through in such a human way so that you can feel it in a real human way. Move forward confidently on your path and allow yourself to wander the path. So many of you are so concerned that you're gonna get off path if you make the wrong move or wrong step, and you don't realize just how secure your spiritual path is. It's not like your higher self is wandering through a jungle and you're gonna get snapped by snakes if you misstep in one step. It's not like that. Your spiritual path is wide open. It's a huge yellow brick road on the way to your destination, wherever that is for each and every one of you. It's wide. You can wander without making mistakes, dear ones. We make the paths wide enough for you all with your higher selves in tow so that you can actually discover who you are in the process. It is the point of being born on earth at this time. It is the point of the incarnation cycles, is for you to understand, to learn, to see the facets of who you are with the reflections of those around you. The wandering, the self-discovery is just as important as where you are headed. And in the process of wandering, we'd like to share with you that you cannot wander and claim obstacles at the same time. They take two different parts of the brain. They can't happen simultaneously. The wandering is innocence and curiosity, and the obstacles and challenges are problem solving. They're concrete, real, dedicated. It's almost like putting blinders up on you. And those blinders, if you create real heavy type blinders, can be a laser, and you can laser focus on something, but we don't want you laser focusing on your problems. Take the whole laser headset off, throw it away, Open up wide, bring your attention into your heart space by focusing more on your breath. 5 minutes of breathing, of focusing on your breath into your heart will allow you to open up the potentialities and the possibilities within the curiosity and the wandering of the quantum, of the space between all things, of the force of life that gives you access to all of the thoughts and seeming occurrences and synchronicities that you're all looking for on your path. And you are looking for these things, dear ones. Not truly looking for the obstacles, although so many of you have goggles on that say, give me obstacles, let me see obstacles. And really what you don't realize is that's just your ego's way of trying to dominate and assert importance. You are important and worthy without the obstacles, dear ones. You do not have to prove yourself. So many of you are looking so actively to prove your worth, to prove that you are worthy of things, of receiving, that you actively look, seek, and find problems to overcome so that you can feel good about receiving, and then you receive. And then you link these things in your mind, but they're not actually linked because they're only linked because you linked them. You can receive without claiming authority over obstacles, giving obstacles and challenges power. Instead of giving your power away to those things, you can keep your power yourself, and you can wander, and you will still be able to receive everything it is that you are looking for, everything it is that you're manifesting. And along the way, it'll be more fun. It'll be more engaging. You'll feel lighthearted. And we can already hear you. So many of you will go, oh no, once you're in the path, you'll be like, oh, it's too easy. It means that I can't have what I want. I have to make it hard. You don't. It's just a belief system. And when you find yourself switching into that mindset, just reel yourself back. Just remind yourself, it's just a conscious awareness thing. Remind yourself that you don't have to make it hard. It doesn't have to be hard. It can be easy. It can be a wandering. It can be curious. You can remain in power. You can have your power. You can feel authoritative within your own experience. Not projecting that authority on others, but living in that authority, living in that creation ability where you know that you are on your right path, you are going in the right direction, you decide you're going in the right direction, which puts you on the right direction. You decide that there's no doubt because there is no doubt in divine mind. And you decide to trust yourself, to trust your wandering, to trust your connection with your higher power source and your higher self, to trust that you are being led in an easy and effortless way, and that if an obstacle pops up, to just walk around it, to let it go, to not claim ownership over it, and to say, oh, that's nice, that's an obstacle, whatever, I'm gonna just dance right now. I'm gonna play around naked on my path. I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna play. Whatever it is, just make it play oriented. Through the act of playing, you'll feel the enjoyment. Through the enjoyment, you actually magnetize the thing that you want to you. It becomes magnetic. You become magnetic. And in the wandering, there's no resistance. And with no resistance, the thing that you want just comes in. And with joy, joy is power. Joy is amplification. So it's like taking a magnet and then giving that magnet 100 times the force of power to attract. That's what joy does for you all. So if you want something really bad, get out of your way, wander about it, flow, dance even physically to tap into the flow of all that there is, and then dial up your joy. Really just feel joy, be happy, find things to be grateful for, do it all day. Let the people you live with think you're crazy. And then at some point they'll be like, oh, they're so joyful, maybe I should be joyful. It rubs off. It rubs off on them. If they're annoyed by you being in joy, it means you haven't dialed it up enough. Because at some point the joy inspires more joy. They'll reflect that joy back to you. So even if you feel crazy for a moment, if you keep going and really, really overemphasize your ability to live and breathe and be in a joyous state, those around you will start to reflect that joyful state back. And in the process, the things that you want, the manifestations, your new life, whatever you're looking to create, will just be magnetized to you. It'll just come in and pop right into your reality, because that's the work that's required of you. It's not the hard work. It's not the finding the problems. It's not the overcoming the problems. It's aligning to your solution. It's aligning to who you are. It's wandering, it's curiosity, it's showing up in joy. It's just being available to be available and wondering to wonder and wandering to wander, because you know where you're going. So it's not like you're gonna wander off path. You know in your mind where you're going. You have an idea of your purpose. You have an idea of your manifestations. Allow the idea to lead you, and in the process, just have at it. Have some fun, let loose, you guys. You're also uptight. We hate to say it, but we are Pleiadians and we like to let loose. Let it go. More of you should go skinny dipping and run around naked. You'd feel free in the process. The point is to feel that freedom. That freedom comes not from attaining anything in your future. The freedom comes from your permission to be who you are now, to be in your most natural state, to be the most natural expression of yourself. And the most natural expression is not someone with tension. It's not someone with stress. It's not someone clinging to problems. It's someone showing up in their most curious, available state. Open, receptive, willing, available. It's gonna be a wonderful month for you all. We hope you take this message and run with it and have so much fun, so much that we can cheer you on up from where we are. We do watch you guys, you know. We see you and we cheer for you. If you ever need a good cheerleader, just call on us. We'd be happy to clap and give you applause. We love to see a good inspired action, a good wandering. It pleases us to no end. Have a wonderful new moon, have a wonderful month of December, and with this, we are closing out our transmission. As always, if you love this video, please remember to go give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future energy updates. I'd love to hear in the comments what you thought, because they went a little wild this time. I also feel my energy being super amplified right now. Like, I am so happy, which doesn't always happen, so I love that they sent in a really happy channel this time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading and you want to book an Akashic Records reading session with me, I'm going to leave my details in the description and the first comment below. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday season, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.